tried to get the movie made, no one wanted to do a Sword and Sandals movie, let alone a comic book graphic novel movie. That seemed somehow impossible.
My initial reaction when they approached me was to say no repeatedly, because I really didn't want my work adapted to movies. It really was Johnny Nunari and Mark Canton's dedication to this project that convinced me.
Zach knew the graphic novel, so it was like love at first sight, you know. I said, look, Zach, that's the kind of movie that I would like you to do. We were in my office, and he says, oh, look, that's the movie that I want to do.
I accepted Frank's version from the beginning because it was, in a way, my version, you know? And I know that that sounds weird, but when I read it, I said, okay, this is the way I would tell the story of the Battle of Thermopylae. So there was a little while where we talked to studios and showed them the graphic novel, and they'd say, that's cool, where's the script? And we took the graphic novel and we just, from the beginning to the end, tried to transcribe the book into the form of a script. And in some ways, it was more difficult than I thought it would be, because we ended up really having to describe Frank's frames in words. You know, and a picture is worth 1,000 words. I'm sure you've heard that. We never say that, oh, this is the Time Machine movie. We say, here's history, go through Frank, and then this is what you get.
You're trying to usually make it look like it was real. But in our case, we were not trying to make it look real. We were trying to make it look like our reality, which is the Frank Miller graphic novel reality, and bringing that to life.
So the first thing we did was we took the book and we scanned it in the computer. We photoshopped out all the dialogue. Kurt and I wrote like a script. They filmed these different images, or they used them in the computer. You know, animation stand, classic, that kind of work. And a friend of ours, this actor named Scott Glenn, he was kind enough to come down and do a little awesome voiceover to make it cool.
They had marched far from Sparta, far from comfort, far from home. For now a beast approaches. A beast not of fur and claw, but of men and horses, swords and spears. A Persian army, so massive it shakes the earth with its march, its numbers so vast, it drinks rivers dry. Poised to vanquish tiny Greece and make slaves of its free men, women, and children, to extinguish the only light of reason in the world. Leonidas and his warriors, outnumbered 100,000 to 1, stand in defiance at a narrow pass called the Hot Gates, ready to light a fire that will burn in the hearts of free men for all the centuries yet to be. No retreat, no surrender. This is Spartan law.
So that seemed like enough, I thought. I was like, oh, it's awesome. This is clearly a cool movie. The studio was like, oh yeah, sure. Yeah, no, that's not enough. That's not enough. Yeah, what else you got? So then we had these maquettes made, like Xerxes and a crazy immortal that's nothing like the immortal that we ended up doing. So that was our second thing we did. Then we showed the studio look, these maquettes are awesome. See, you can make a movie out of these guys. These are the characters. They were like, yeah, no, that's still not enough. Do you have? So then they said, okay, we're going to give you some money. Not a lot, small amount, to go and film a scene from the movie. I really just wanted to show them sort of the style of the world, rather than a specific moment from the script. Just say, look, this is the world it takes place in. And so we did this little sort of 360-degree shot of a Spartan fighting some Persian soldiers. how cool is it and how lucky are we that this is what we're doing? Basically, we're pretending to stage the Battle of Thermopylae in a warehouse where they used to build trains in Montreal. It's snowing outside, but in here, we're pretending it's a dusty battlefield. And people are paying us money to do it. It's insane.